Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Season 2 of The Boys. Now, as you know, back a couple of months ago, I did review Season 1 of The Boys, and now that Season 2's come out on Blu-ray, I was able to pick it up 2 or 3 days ago, and carefully watching the sort of season to give my thoughts on it. Now, Season 2 of The Boys picks up to where Season 1 leaves off. We see how Hughie and the others have become wanted fugitives, and we see how Butcher is framed for Stillwell's murder. So, of course, we kind of see how a lot more repercussions come in. We see how Stan Edgar takes over leading Vought, and you can tell Stan Edgar is a bit more calm, collect, and knows how to kind of handle the situation. We see how Ashley is given Stillwell's old job, and here I would say Ashley's a bit more of a suck-up, but you can tell she tries to keep things under control. And of course, we see how Homelander finds out about his son Ryan and tries to spend time with him, much to Becca's dismay. Now, throughout the season, we do kind of see how Vought is letting in superpowered terrorists in to get good PR. And we kind of see how one of the terrorists is meant to be the female's brother. And of course, we also see how anytime the boys have a kind of plan to go through, from keeping Lamplighter alive to basically keeping Becca and Ryan safely together, kind of comes with a few screw-ups. And I think for the most part, I think what Season 2 does well at is that it introduces you to a new member to the Seven, known as Stormfront. Now, I think what makes Stormfront work as a villain for Season 2 is how she's calm and collect. She basically knows how to wrap people around her little finger and basically manipulates people into doing what she wants. Now, in the comics, Stormfront was meant to be the leader of a team called Payback that was a parody of the Avengers, with Tek Knight being a parody of Iron Man, Soldier Boy being a parody of Captain America, Mindroid being a parody of the Vision, and so on. And I think here, having Stormfront a bit more villainous and a bit more with the Seven does work, and kind of gives you a more taste when Homelander and her get together. At first, Homelander is jealous that she's getting more attention, and of course, like a child, finds stuff to feel like he's in control, feels like he needs to kind of have the attention, which of course comes with dangerous repercussions. And I think what Season 2 also does well at, we see the Deep's downfall to its full core. We see how he wants the approval and acceptance from others, and when he's introduced to the Church by Eagle Archer, it kind of becomes clear the Church are only using the Deep as a poster boy for their ways, and you can kind of tell Eagle Archer does have second thoughts about this. And of course, we see how Deep tries to act all nice, kind, and collect, just to get back into the Seven, as he knows that this is the only place he felt loved and accepted him. And I think for the most part, what I think Season 2 also suffers from is a lack of development with some things. I think if they kept one hero, I would have worked, Blind Spot to be the new 7th member to replace the Deep, it could have worked. And I think it could have shown Homelander only agreeing to keeping Blind Spot to kind of have a non-fish guy in the team. And you could have had it that Stormfront murders Blind Spot during the chase with the female and her brother to make it look like they attacked him forcefully. And I think that really could have worked. And I also kind of feel that another problem I think is, with 8 episodes, the build-up with Stormfront's reveal does feel way enforced. And I think there could have been a better build-up to what they were going to do. I think at least when you've got the early episodes of the Arrowverse, at least they built up the reveal of Eobard Thawne and also Savitar well, despite some obvious hints. And I think another Easter egg I do like is how you've got a parody film called Dawn of the Seven that's meant to be a parody of the DC Extended Universe films, as well as the Girls Get It Done thing, similar to Marvel, and the whole kind of alien invasion. And I know with Dawn of the Seven, they actually joked about one of the new directors writing the film, which is a thing which happened with Justice League when Zack Snyder was replaced by the same guy who did Firefly as well as Age of Ultron. And I think with Becca still being alive in the show really does work, because in the comics she died from basically the child that was planted by Homelander came out of her. Here I would say having her still alive does work, as you can kind of tell Becca knows there's good in Ryan, despite the fact that Homelander clearly wants Ryan to accept and approve of him, which I think does surprisingly work. And I also do think what's interesting is in the kind of like prison, you do kind of see other members from the boys comics, like Love Sausage, who was a Russian superhero, as well as Discharge, who was basically a member of the G-Men, who in the comics Huey had to impersonate to get in. So I think, to me, season 2 is like a mixed bag of good ideas, bad ideas, but some really good ones. And I think having Starlight reveal about Compound B a little quickly does feel enforced, but still works. So I think this season definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's alright, not great, but still good. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.